There we go. All right, now it looks great. Tell us you can wait.
5, 4, 3.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming back to Johnny's Reviews. I'm Johnny. On the other side of the table, we got another returning guest. This is Daniel John. Daniel, he is an avid vlogger and YouTuber. I was trying to be right there.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Hello.
He is a big Instagrammer. I see his pictures and I see the type of colors he uses, and I'm like,
I try.
wow, they're just wow.
Stop it.
Every time I see, and he's a great spieler. When it comes to MK parking, he works with me, ladies and gentlemen, also, and he puts a little bit of creativity, a little bit of soiree there.
Little pixie dust right there.
A little bit of pixie
Sprinkling
dust
that magic
there.
around Magic Kingdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Daniel and John. Daniel,
Hello.
say hi to the camera.
Hello,
right there.
audience.
Well, guys, you know, this is just a continuation of what we do here on this channel, on this episode. And, you know, I love Daniel. I love a lot of his creativity and what he brings to the table a lot of the times. So, Daniel, let's just start. How you doing? You doing all right?
It's good. You know what? I'll be honest. It's early. It's early in the morning.
It's okay. The
It's
early bird
9
always gets
a.m..
the worm.
You know.
I tend to get everybody here early.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's raining outside. It's nice. You know, it's just a good day for me.
Yeah,
I love the rain.
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to be here. You know, like instead of just
I love
sleeping
that.
in with the rain pouring all over the
He
place.
decided to be on Johnny's
I just
Reviews,
wanted
ladies
to
and
come
gentlemen.
here and talk. Yeah.
There you go. And, dude, so tell me, how is it just making the whole shift from California to Florida?
Well, the first major thing is the weather. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Completely different, because if you have not visited California is super dry weather. It can be hot here like in Florida, but it's really dry, so you don't get that humidity stickiness you get here in Florida. California, you just get hot. And we also have like the weather changes a lot too. Like one day could be like 70 degrees, another day could be 80 degrees, and then 90 or 60. So it really depends, but that's Cali, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I miss about it. Florida here is just all the time hot, humid, and wet.
Dude, and you're not wrong. Like, I mean, coming from Texas, it's just dry heat. But here, the humidity and everything is just kind of like through the roof.
It's gross.
It's gross. Like, you can see the fucking, the muckiness in the air. You can see the precipitation whenever it rains.
When I got here from the airport, when I stepped outside, it was like a wet blanket just got thrown at my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, crazy, man. Like, and that's the thing. I've never been to LA, or I've never been to California, so I don't know that much of that. The heat
well,
over
you
there.
should.
I know I should.
It's Cali.
And it's Cali.
Bougie
Man.
Cali.
Shoot. I don't
Land
know.
of
But
Hollywood.
my adventures brought me here, so and that's the thing. I'm like, we'll see how it goes, because
All right.
you know, you talk about Disneyland all the time.
Because
you
it's
talk
the
about,
best.
and I can't disagree with that, because I've never been. Like, I've never actually seen anything with Disneyland. I've been here, Disney World, 3 times, and I would say this is probably the best one. And but I don't know, because I've never been to Disney.
Yeah. Well,
Or Disneyland.
Let me tell you a little bit more about Disneyland, and since
Okay.
you've never been. I've always gone to Disneyland a lot,
Yeah.
and being here in Disney World, when people ask me like, oh, which one do you prefer, Disneyland or Disney World? And for me, I actually prefer Disneyland, because one, it's the original theme park,
Yeah.
and two, Disneyland seems to have more creative food than Disney World, in my opinion. A lot
Really? What do you mean by
of
that?
seasonal foods, you know, like limited time
Yeah.
exclusive that all us foodies love, and that's what I've always loved about Disneyland. Disney World doesn't seem to have that much. I'm guessing because of the different audience that Disneyland and Disney World have. Audience, I don't think that's what the tourists. Tourists, yeah.
Well, I mean, audience, I guess you could say, 'cause
Yeah.
casting and all this other stuff. But I mean, yeah, like, what's the difference there between like the ones you see here and then, because it's weird, because you get most of the celebrities over there. And that's a plus.
Well, in Disneyland, we get more APs, which is annual pass holders,
Right.
less than tourists. In Disney World, it's all tourists, all from like international and from America tourists. And I'm guessing because of so many tourists that Disney World get, they try not to, what's the word? what's the word? They have more restaurants to cater
to
to
kind
the
of cater with all the different audience. Yeah, I could see that. Like, just being here for like 7 months, you could see like a lot of the touristy type. I mean, you never worked over there at the one over there, but I guess you could say that you've like encountered a lot more people over there that has to do with like the annual pass holders or like the touristy part of LA, and especially was in Anaheim. I don't think it's high up there unless it's just because of Disney. When here, it's so diverse. Like, it's just like the way of living over here. Everything is very, very.
It's very different.
Yeah. And that's one thing where I started realizing that when I was just speaking with the other Andrew that came on the other time, and we were just talking about a lot of the South Americans that we would get, and like Brazil, that would be a big one, or Chile or Argentina, and I'm just like, wow, like I don't see a lot of people heading to Cali for the specific reasons.
Well, I think it's only because also this Florida has all of these vacation packages that will a lot of families and schools, churches would love to do. Disneyland or California kind of really doesn't. I guess mostly because Orlando does have SeaWorld, Universal Orlando. So like Disney World.
The city is revolved around a tourist, while Anaheim, I don't think it is, unless it's like something other than Disney World or Disneyland that's over there.
It's more like for those bougie Instagrammers, influencers.
Yeah, and I tend to agree. I would tend to agree with that, even though I haven't been there. But it would seem like that geographically, it's smaller there. I mean, it's just one park, and even though I say it's one park, you tend to agree that it's probably
technically it's 2 parks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you got California Adventure too.
Oh, California Adventure.
Don't forget that. That's the place for adults right there.
Oh shoot! So is it like the Disney Springs or is it kind of like actual park?
Think of it like Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
that's the best way to
think
put
of it. Hollywood Studios and Epcot mixed together.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they try to mix all that together in the.
Well, it's more like Disney World try to copy them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's more creative they're more creative when it comes to the rides and everything. I think we try to stick to a lot of nostalgia here when it comes to because we work at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And so when a new ride, you don't see a lot of new things coming up in Magic Kingdom because it's very nostalgic there.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I can agree. Magic Kingdom it's for all, basically, it's for everyone, really. I talked to a guest about this, actually. The guest said that Magic Kingdom is basically, it has everything for, kids, adults. So, and it's a good park. It's a big park, too. So
it is
it's the biggest, I think.
What I started realizing, or not even noticing, but even taking some of the classes here, is that each park is run individually. So even though we're all under one umbrella, like Epcot is run individually, Magic Kingdom is, Hollywood Studios is, and so is Animal Kingdom. And what I come to realize is that how they go about construction, how they go about all this stuff, they still fall under the same umbrella. I'm not saying that they're all differentiated in one way. They all sit in the same table, but what I'm kind of trying to get at is how we tend to do things over here in the parking world and how somebody else would in the other parks. It's totally different. And what I mean by that is our parking and how our guest numbers would skyrocket all the other types of parks just because it's the park. It's the one that
you have that iconic Cinderella's castle there. Yes. That's the one thing that brings people in.
Yes. So when people come from a different state or a different country and they want to come to Disney World,
they want to see that castle.
They think Magic Kingdom is Disney World.
Yep.
And that's where I'm that makes a lot of sense. And each one is in competition when it's with its own. So like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we're going to be talking about that here pretty soon. Ooh, I know. And is kind of opening up, and so whenever they open up, they're taking a lot of the the guests from Magic Kingdom to Star Wars and Hollywood Studios for the not the day, but for the duration of the time spent for the next 2 to 3 months. And when I see that, I'm like, oh man, like that's pretty cool. Granted, I'm not going to be parking as much around, but I like that aspect that like they will tend to kind of do things just to get people in the park on their own. So it's like an inner competition with each other, which is good. I think it's really good. But I mean, I don't know. What's your favorite park? Uh-oh, smart.
Uh-oh. Yeah, my favorite right now would have to be Epcot.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All of you Animal
Epcot
Kingdom lovers and Magic Kingdom lovers and Hollywood Studio lovers.
Epcot, it has a very special place in my heart because when I was a kid, I just loved
the scenery.
The scenery, the idea behind it, the technology, and of course, for the World Showcase. I just loved traveling around the world when I was a kid. Epcot was the one place I wanted to be in the most. And now as an adult and working for Walt Disney World, as I learned more about Epcot and Walt's like original vision for it, it just made me fall in love with it more.
Yeah, dude, you said you took a tour down there too, right?
I did.
Yeah. And how was that?
It was amazing. The tour was actually one of the reasons why I was like, my gosh, Epcot is the greatest.
Dude, I need to. You said it was like 3 hours long.
It was 3 hours long. Yes,
Yeah.
They took us around backstage, around Epcot, around the different places that normally guests cannot see. So if I'm trying to remember the name, it's a backstage tour, Future World Epcot tour. Yes.
Okay.
Not in that order. So I would recommend if you want to go take a tour around Epcot, that's a good way if you want to do Future World. And then there's another one for the World Showcase, which I have not done, fortunately.
I would want to do the World Showcase, but I mean, you're right about Future World too. I would. A lot of Walt's vision wanted it to be Epcot, and that's why I think that one has the most potential. Let's just say that.
And now we got new things coming in. We got Guardians ride coming out.
We got, what is that? Guardians. You got a Doctor Strange thing. I'm just kind of speaking in future times because I know that I heard that like in the realm of like what they're trying to do.
Strange.
I would probably bet some money that maybe.
I just know they're trying to make Epcot more
Disney.
They're trying to attract more kids because Epcot does attract more adults. Because of the Future World.
And the showcase.
I mean, I don't mean that.
The showcase.
Yeah, because of all the food and drinks.
Yeah.
And the kids, the kids are like, there's not really that many exciting rides.
Things.
Yeah.
And I mean, the rides that are there.
They're the greatest. I don't know why you can hate them. Living the Land, the best.
Kind of love your sarcasm, but.
Excuse me. Living the
Dude,
Land.
I'm talking Mission Space Earth, man. That gave me the worst, headache ever.
Oh yeah, it's great. But you got to look at Living the Land.
He's like,
one of the best. It's the best. And then Spaceship Earth.
See,
classic.
That Spaceship Earth. Okay, I want that to be like reamped and kind of revisioned because it's only it's up to the 80s, I think, through the 80s.
Yeah, in a way.
I don't know, but I mean, I think that's what they are.
But I think you have to know, like, when Spaceship Earth was being built, like, that was at the time, like...
That was innovation at its time.
That was the innovation era.
But that's the thing about, like, technology. You got to keep adding on. You got to keep, like, just making sure that everything's up to date. Because then you fall back behind, then you're going to have to do something to that ride to kind of make it stand out or nostalgic.
I kind of disagree on that. I like having kind of like our past when we actually see our past because
like
it reminds us how far we've gone.
Yeah.
You could say that for Carousel of Progress because if Carousel of Progress is basically a show that shows families living through the different eras in America, and the last era is technically today, but back at that time that was considered the future for them. And if you remember, they have like Siri, Alexa, motion lights, and all that stuff. And like that's honestly today. And you could say, well, we should have a same family live in what we think our future is.
Okay.
Right? But like at that time, that was their future. And to me, it makes me happy to know that what Walt dreamed the future would be is the present today.
Right.
And it's just kind of fun to see like what it was like back then and to know what their future was.
See, okay, so and that's what I'm saying. I could be wrong, but the whole premise and idea that I'm trying to get at is they are Disneyfying pretty much almost all of Epcot. And how I see that is because of not the intellectual side that me and you kind of see, but the fact that you're right, kids need to go, and you're right that like, and to stick these sort of rides to kind of make sure that they stay there. They add a Disney property to that ride to kind of make it last longer, I guess you could say.
That's why they're doing a lot of construction around Epcot right now.
And I'm not disagreeing with you, but like big Disney fanatics would understand that.
Yeah, but as a normal tourist, they wouldn't.
Yeah, and it's hard, man, because like because we're very like we're very, we know what he wanted. We know what everything that he wanted to build. We knew everything that his vision was, probably the idea, just either because we worked here or because we're that big of Disney freaks that we just know that. And whenever we started realizing that what they're doing to Epcot was, adding a Disney, people are mad about it. People are either going to be very upset about it or they just don't understand that that type of change is what's needed to kind of make sure it keeps going.
Well, that's progress, and you have to remember it's all a company still.
Yeah. And I don't know. From there, I just kind of I love out of every single. I don't remember Magic Kingdom as much as I do Epcot the very first time I ever came. So I can agree with that, just because. But I think we only went to Magic Kingdom to watch the fireworks, like Wishes, whenever it was out, and that was like when I was like 8 or 9. But I remember going through the World Showcase. I remember going to Soarin'. Soarin' was probably my favorite ride. Like I was just like, whoa, like that was like innovation at its finest at the time. But I mean, even like stuff like that, it's just like since we grew up with it, how are kids now gonna perceive those types of things? And I'm like, it's hard to come by, especially when it comes to like that park, the second park, the ideal like place that he thought was gonna be the city of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. That's one thing. I was like, mine is Animal Kingdom, and I love Animal Kingdom. Yeah. In my rank, Animal Kingdom would actually be second, if Galaxy's Edge wasn't opening up. I'm sorry. If Galaxy's Edge wasn't opening up,
then Animal Kingdom would be my second favorite.
Well, Pandora opened up like 2 years ago. But Galaxy's Edge, I think, oh man, it's gonna be like they added Toy Story Land, and then now it's Galaxy's Edge. But mostly everything that has to do with anything with movies will go into Hollywood Studios, and which makes a lot of sense. I mean, I like that. I like the idea of that.
That's why their new logo is so plain.
Yeah, it's hard. Did you see Epcot's new logo, like the old logo that they're bringing back, and like the pillars that are gonna be like in?
I actually didn't. Yeah,
dude, they're really cool. I think that's what I want to start doing here too. Is kind of like start putting up like new news about Disney or movies that I want to put. But when I saw the pictures and I saw like what they're kind of trying to do, like make it like scream 80s again. It's just they had those pillars and they had the old icon that kind of goes like in a circle.
Those were the good times.
Yeah. And so like that was cool for me. It's cool for me to understand that. And dude, you're in the college program too.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. The whole reason why we're here.
Oh yeah.
So tell me about that. Tell me what your experience is and how you tend to gravitate towards.
All right. Well, first of all, this is my 4th time applying, and I got in on the 4th time, obviously.
Yeah.
And I finished school, so I actually have nothing holding me back. for those who are graduating and you're wondering, oh man, I can't do the college program. Well, don't worry, because you can do the program 6 months after you graduate, but I think now they changed it to a year. So a year after graduating, you can still apply to be in the college program. And that's what I did. I was on the very end of the 6th month and I applied, and then that's when I got in. And I'm actually glad that they accepted me after I graduated, because if I didn't, then I would probably go back and finish school.
Yeah.
Which we do. I don't know if you recommend it, but I strongly recommend, because a lot of the cast members have told me finish school and then come back when you're in the college program. That way you have a chance to grow even more in the company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If that's what you want.
Yeah. That's
Of course, if you love being in the parks, do it. Do it.
do it. Do it.
Be you.
Do it.
Do it.
Dude, and you know, from what you're telling me, I think it was the 3rd time I've applied, and the very first time I applied was like right after I graduated high school, got into college, and I was
Same.
like, and there I was like kind of skeptical, but one of my best friends, she was doing it at the time and she loved it. I saw her like her snaps and I was just like, dang, dude, that's awesome, the fact that she can do that and do all this, and it made me want to like go. It made me want to do it. So I had all these types of plans kind of already set up to kind of go again. And when I went that Christmas, like that first semester of college, and we went on vacation. Oh my God, man, I made my decision. I knew what I wanted to do. I came here and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be one of the greatest experience I'm ever going to do. And especially like being young and doing like all these different things, and you know, everybody's goal is different, you know, like that's what I'm saying. Do whatever you need to do, or do what you want to do to kind of get into the direction and the path that you're wanting to pursue. And I would agree with that. And you know,
it's a good foot in the door.
It's a good foot in the door.
In the company, yeah.
And anywhere, actually, because I mean, there's people that I know that are doing like other things in Texas that have done the program a long time ago. Like I'm just like, this is a great, credible source that you can add to your resume if that's what you're into, or anything that has to do with that sort of realm of possibility that you want to grow in. You're right about that. And that's just like the college program in general. And I mean, from there it goes into all these other things that you can kind of do. But like being here or for like 7 months and actually taking advantage of all the different things that you can do, go and accomplish. I'm like, man, I think if you're really up for it and you want to take that risk, do it. You're right about that. And when you got accepted, what was the feelings, the emotions that you were feeling?
Well, I got it after the interview. It was very hectic, you know, going
Which
crazy.
One,
the phone interview. Yeah, phone
interview.
interview.
Like
it's constantly checking your
process.
phone. Yep, constantly checking your phone, constantly checking your email.
Those 2 weeks, or how long was it until you found out?
It was a while.
It was a while?
Yeah, I don't remember, but it was crazy.
Mine was about 2 weeks, but
that's good.
Yeah, because I applied right when they opened, and I found out she was doing it again, and then we were like, dude, we're going again. And then I was like, oh my God, 2 weeks later I found out, and it was like the best experience I've ever had. From there I just kind of kept preparing. And like you were just crying. You were?
Well, I didn't cry.
I
don't know, but did you cry?
No.
Yeah, I didn't cry. No.
But it was a happy moment.
Yep.
And I think that's what people realize. Like that's like the happy moment until they get here and they realize they have to work.
Yeah, because before I've heard a lot of great things about the college program. I talked to a cast member who originally started being a greeter in Epcot in Morocco, and now she's in animation. Yeah. And just thinking like how you started from the CP as a greeter all the way to becoming an animator for the company. It just shocks me how many opportunities you can have in the college program. And then talking to more cast members, such as, you know, the Walt Disney World ambassadors, forgetting their names. If I'm probably saying this wrong, Stefan was in the college program, and now he became an ambassador after many years of growing. And that's just amazing to me, and that's kind of like motivates me to really be to look forward to see what kind of roads and opportunities that will be for me once we're done with the program.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. That's a beautiful thing about the company is that even when we talk about diversity and everything like that, and how diverse it is, it tends to realize that like a lot of the things that have to do with growth doesn't have to be necessarily a pathway to corporate, or it doesn't have to be a pathway, because people, dude, if they want to grow and they want to go like they'd be so adventurous and they want to go to a different park, you can. You can go all the way states away to Anaheim, or you can go countries away and go to all these other places that grow in that sort of aspect. And I'm like, the potential there, potential is there. It's just finding out your path, what you want to do, and if there's a path that you want to take, dude, they will help you out with any of that. And when I realized that, I was like, that's pretty good. That's just even being here, I was just like,
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's like, it's tempting a lot.
Yeah.
And so having that ideal like vision in the back of your head, and you realize like all of the things that you have to do to kind of get to that certain position. Man, did you think that you were going to have to work hard to get here, or when you got here? Like,
I knew I was going to.
Yeah.
I was in the Disney store before the program.
Yeah.
So I kind of already had a good glimpse of what working for Disney would be like.
Yeah.
And working in the holidays, especially in the store, was very crazy. And I knew it would be more crazy as soon as we go into the parks.
Dude, yeah, holiday season's about to come up, and we're just kind of like, we got this. But we've only been to like...
I mean, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like... Ugh.
But it's, dude...
Because we did 4th of July.
Yeah, we did 4th of July.
4th of July was crazy.
It's crazy, man. Like...
The cars went all the way to the Auto Plaza, the toll booth, basically. And everyone was trying to get in just to see the fireworks. Dude. And we're just outside just watching everyone. And we're like...
Dude, oh man, it was the most bizarre experience ever. And I've done marathons before, but even then I was just like, you have like RVs coming in. They're like, where do I park? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And it's just like that whole experience, like what to do in that certain situation. And when it gets full, it does get full. Like our parking lot, it was full.
Maximum capacity.
Then you have to go all the way to Epcot to go park over there. Take the monorail all the way from Epcot to Magic Kingdom.
The hotel parkings were full.
Nothing. There were people. Did you remember that? Did you see that RV that was like there for a couple of days? Like,
yes.
In the back?
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, dude! People are actually like wanting to camp out here.
That's the thing about Disney. Like, we tried to cater and trying to make every guest happy. That RV, they asked the Polynesian hotel if they could park there for a couple of days, because our Polynesian didn't have any parking spaces for the RV. They called us, and we were like, all right, let's do it.
We'll put you in the very back over there. Like the parking lot we never think we'll park, and then we parked. And it's like, crap. Yeah,
that's the extent that Disney will do to make your trip magical, which is good.
It's always good. It's always good there. And I mean, like, just that kind of experiencing all these other type of things that have to do in the parking lot. Like, it's just our situational stuff. And I brought it up with Andrew a long time ago, but you also work there, so you get to see the type of things that we have to deal with. And man, it's an experience. And I told him, and I'll say that, like, any kind of safety critical role, like, you're gonna be able to take that and extend it to any other position. Like, if you ever want to grow with the company and you go to different other like positions, and all of that is going to be beneficial in some sort of way. So all of that is kind of like telling me to take all this knowledge that I've learned here, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to use that or know what to do later on. All of that is great. I love and the certain respect that I've had for where I'm at right now. So that goes with that. So and that goes with your like ideal goal. Like, what are you trying to accomplish with?
So I majored in advertising at San Jose State University. Go Spartans! And
I don't know. So it's like.
Anyway, I really want to grow in digital marketing, social media. So, and that's kind of what I want to do for Disney. Oh My Disney, that's the goal right there, to be able to work for them. So yeah, I just kind of want to work on myself
Yeah.
and kind of create my digital portfolio. So when I'm able to done with the program and I want to apply to any other jobs that Disney has, I'm like, yo, Disney, look at all this stuff. See what I can do.
See what you can do.
Hire me.
Dude, your stuff's pretty good, man. Like
I try.
like on Instagram, and I see like you kind of put do you have like a separate one for
No, it's just one Instagram.
It's just one. It's just one. Yeah, because it's like, wow, it's Daniel, and then
Wow, it's Daniel.
like that's his social media Instagram.
Yep, go follow.
We'll put your information in the very end.
Do it.
But
please.
you see that a lot here. Like you see like a lot of people doing like separate accounts.
Yeah, I don't like that
No,
because I don't want to make my followers that I already had go follow a different account, and then they're gonna see two different things. That's just me. If you're doing it, go for it. But like,
What he's saying is stop.
no,
Don't stop.
don't
I'm
stop.
kidding.
Do what
Not
you
do
want
that.
to
Do what you want.
Yeah, it's social media. You can do whatever you want. Okay,
Yeah.
well, not everything you want, but still,
Yeah.
don't let anyone tell you otherwise,
Yeah.
unless it's illegal.
Yes. And all right then. But
yeah, I didn't want the trouble to manage two accounts.
yeah,
That's just
I
me.
think that's just the dilemma. Is just like, man, I have to handle one account that I'm
Yeah.
barely like on, and then you have to go and do another one.
That's me being lazy.
Yes, we are lazy. We're lazy
Yep.
people. Lazy.
That's
beings.
why my Instagram and my website is the same name.
Wow.
Yep.
It's Daniel.
I'm here for the lazy people.
And you said that you started continuing to vlog.
Yep. I started a blog almost a year
blog.
now. Did I say blog?
You said
Blog. I said blog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
And yeah.
what are you trying to pursue with that? So like,
Well, I've always had these thoughts and reviews in my head, and I never really got to tell them to anyone. And then I realized that some people actually do like agree
Consider
with
it,
me.
yeah.
So I wanted to write for those people who are out there who wanted to like just want to say, yes, that is so true. And that's why on my blog I do reviews on movies. I talk about the Disneyland when I go there. I even talk about the Disney store too, for those who, because the store is very underappreciated. You guys need to go. It's the greatest. The cast members there are super great because we try to make magic where there's no magic, basically.
even the places that you would think there's no magic.
Yeah,
It's
I can explain more on that. Basically, when you arrive to the park, you're already immersed in all the magic,
Yeah.
right? You already feel it. So, but but when you go to like your local Disney store, you're basically home. That's why it's our job as Disney store cast members is to really bring the magic you feel into parks and just bring it into the store, just for you guys, so you can have your own local little Disney park right in your neighborhood, which is what I love to do. Anyway, yeah, that's what I wrote. That's what I do on my website. I just did a new blog actually about the live action Lion King movie because I loved
He's
it.
very excited to share that.
It's very.
Very.
Read it.
Rate it. Give me a little brief summary of a rate that you would give the.
Basically.
Because I haven't done the review yet, and I will.
Basically, it was roar-tastic. Yep, I'm not lying about that.
Okay, keep in mind he uses this on his spiels too. So
Yes.
yes, he does.
Yes, don't feel sympathetic for me.
We have a parking lot named Simba.
Yes. Anyway, yeah.
Gosh.
So short summary. One of the. Oh, it's hard. After Aladdin, these live action Disney movies have been doing pretty good.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, it was just Aladdin and Lion King.
Right.
But so far, Aladdin and Lion King have been my favorites so far. I've kind of had a disappointment in the live action movies recently until after those two movies.
Yeah.
And I was worried Lion King would, lower my expectations, but it actually increased them only because, well, of the cast, the music, the director, I forgot his name, or how to say his last name, John Favreau. Yeah, him.
Great director, by the way.
Great director. Awesome. Makes me so happy.
He's one of the. I don't know. I tend to put like all of the kind of great directors that Disney
Yeah.
has like under one umbrella.
He
and
directed
he's a-
my most favorite Marvel movie, of course.
Oh, don't say it.
Oh,
Wait, Iron Man. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I'm thinking Iron Man 3, but he didn't.
no,
do
he
that
didn't.
one.
I don't think he did
one.
that. No.
No.
Iron
Yeah.
Man 1
Iron
is the
Man.
best.
Yeah.
The OG original.
He's he's a very like diverse type of director, because I think
Mhm.
of like he did the Jungle Book, and wow, like he was the perfect guy for Lion King, and
Mhm.
I was like, wow, that's like this is in his ballpark. Like he knows what he's doing with all these types.
He
of
knows what the
characters.
fans want.
Yes.
The fans want a live action Lion King that's actually accurate to the original.
Yeah.
And that's what he delivered.
Although I love Jungle Book a lot better, the live action Jungle Book a lot better than the Lion King one. And
Oh, boy.
I love that was my favorite Disney Renaissance movie.
All right, everybody sit tight. We're gonna have an hour right now
Freak,
talking about
man.
this.
That's the thing. That's why if I get into this right now, it's just gonna go into this spiral.
That's why we
Like,
won't.
That's why
for
we won't.
your sake.
But that's why we were just like giving a kind of brief little introduction of our next one that is going to be The Lion King, and I'm like super stoked to talk about that one, because there's like so many people that would agree and disagree. So like
Mhm.
it's not a gray area, it's a yes or a no, and that's why I like it so much. And the whole there's like new ones coming up, obviously not on Snapchat, or like new arguments that have debates about the movie, and I'm like, man.
Oh, is this the one we talked about last night?
Yeah. So
Why?
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
Let's not talk about that.
I don't know.
Not yet.
And so all of those things, I'm just kind of like, this movie is, why is it controversial? It shouldn't be. It's
Why?
just
It's not.
literally,
It's
it's
simple.
not.
It's a very
Very
simple
simple.
movie. It's animals. How can you hate animals?
Exactly. And I mean, it like literally mirrors almost the whole movie. And it's like, I
Why
don't
you gotta
I
make
don't
it
understand.
complicated, internet. Why?
Dude, I don't know. But
Are you that bored?
touche to that one, man.
Mhm.
Let's go fucking-
Yeah.
There you go. And like that right there, I was just kind of like realizing, oh my gosh, man, like this I don't know why that one did it. Like I would assume like maybe even Aladdin, just because like Aladdin was a little bit more.
Oof.
Yeah,
I would understand Aladdin.
I would understand Aladdin, but
But
this one, come on,
Just animals.
Literally.
How can you hate animals?
man.
It's not that hard.
And yeah, man. So yeah, that's our little initial
So stay tuned.
initial
Johnny's-
intro to
Yeah.
to the Lion King one. And getting back to just the movies in general and just Disney, like, man, I tend to talk, like, I would sprinkle in a lot of things, either
Mhm.
realistically speaking, to not in the realm of Disney, but just kind of like talking about like the perspective that Disney brings in a day-to-day life. And
In my day to day.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's I would want to do that to every
Oh.
person I meet, because Disney shouldn't be the whole life. Disney is not a live all be all. Like, I'm a Disney guy, Disney freak.
Mm.
There are people that do that, but I
Yeah.
tend to disagree with having that to be your identity. And it's like, man, but having that influence. And this is why I bring it up, like having that sort of influence that Disney has, and that has how far it has gotten since the infancy of Disney, and like the productive and innovative way that it's headed towards now. We talk about Disney Plus, and we talk about like everything out of this world, but I wanted to start kind of like sprinkling that in and show you the power that Disney does have. So tell me, what is it that got you that's hooked to you when it comes to, like, when you think of Disney, what is the kind of prime thing that kind of did? Because everybody has a different answer.
Yeah, well, I was introduced to my parents. My mom was a Disney fanatic.
Yes.
My dad wasn't until he married her. And then they kind of just brought me in along. I don't know. I guess it's just the simple things that just brought me joy as a kid.
Yeah.
I loved watching Winnie the Pooh.
I loved it.
Mhm.
Loved Winnie the Pooh.
I related to Tigger a lot, but I loved Pooh with all my heart. And then when you kind of just keep growing with all these Disney characters that come out, they just kind of bring you joy, and it just kind of helped expand my imagination. It helped me grow my imagination.
Yeah.
I think that's the word. And at hard times too, Disney has been there for me. Long story short, I was in a hospital for like almost a month, and the only thing that the TV was playing was Disney movies, and it was really hard to smile at that time, but watching those movies helped me smile. And just growing up and then just working as a cast member and just seeing how I'm able to give back the same happiness that Disney gave me to other future generations just brings more happiness to me, and that's kind of what I want to do. Yeah.
Dude, it does bring a little bit of happiness in everybody. Like, you know, the joy. And it does that a lot in the movies too. But like, that's a great answer. That's
and the parks too. Parks, yeah. I've
You're
been going.
in the
Yeah,
parks.
don't forget about that. Been going almost every year.
Every year.
Almost every year.
Man.
And it never gets old.
I mean, like working here and then coming here as a guest, I think it'd be different. But man, if you go every year, I think you never get that full satisfaction. Like right now, we got a full satisfaction. We can go whenever we want,
and it never gets old.
It never gets old, and that's why people still keep going. They still talk about it. It doesn't matter.
And that's why our credit is so high.
That's true.
Yeah.
And no, and that's the reason. Like everybody has an emotional attachment, and yours was, dude. Like
everyone has
powerful.
a different story. That's the thing about Disney.
And the way that they adapt, like a lot of the stories or like the type of personalities, or doesn't matter. Like they made movies that were a little bit more adulty-ish than like the normal kid movies that we would normally grow up with. And that's why I was like, was it the movies that did it, or was it the television shows? Was it the parks? Was it the?
For me, I guess it would be the parks. To be honest, yeah, it was the parks.
That's when you found out, like, I love it. I love it here. I love everything. But
yeah,
and
I guess most also the cast members too. Yeah,
they like that 50s like 50s shack, that not the shack, but that restaurant that they have at the Hollywood Studios.
Which one?
It's like a 50s prime time.
Oh yeah, where they make fun of you.
Yes.
Right. 50s prime time.
I don't remember what
it's something prime, and it's in the 50s. Yes. That's all I know.
Yeah. What'd you say, Duke?
Yeah,
okay. So it was 50s prime time. Duke's in the back, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, y'all can wave at him if you want. But hey, Duke. Hey, man. I remembered that much, like that when the cast member did it for me. Like she was very, very funny, and like the way that like we were all just kind of like just looking at her, just kind of like always saying all these weird and random jokes and everything. Dude, it was the funniest but most memorable thing about the very first time I ever came here. And I can't believe it's still there. That's why I'm like, fuck, that shows that how well.
Is she still there?
No. Not her.
Okay, I was
don't
like,
even remember her.
Like,
but the restaurant is still there, and I'm like, man, I like that restaurant. And I could just go in there and just like, I sat right there when I was 8.
I need to go there.
Yeah, it was nice. But you're right about the parks. I like the movies did it. I mean, the very first movie I loved was Lion King, and then spin off to like Toy Story, and then it goes like the Pixar world, and I'm just like, that's what we initially grew up on. A little bit more. And it's
expanding.
Yep.
Like for me, Star Wars, Marvel, that's also my childhood. Woo. And now that's part of Disney.
And it's a part of Disney. Star Wars is part of Disney.
Get the full package right there.
And yeah, that goes to our next topic.
Makes
right
me
there.
More excited.
Is Galaxy's Edge. Are you hyped?
I can't wait. I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
I'm gonna promise you, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I don't cry that much either. I know I'm gonna cry.
Oh God. But dude, excitement everywhere. Like, this is probably like one of the biggest things since Pandora that came out too.
Yep, it's the largest expansion in the park.
Yeah, and the fact that they got the Skyliner going straight there. You got a resort.
Oh, yeah.
You got they planned it out big
Disney's
time.
getting ready.
Yes, and so
for the people, the crowd.
And
hopefully.
We just recently went to the Star Tours one, right? The backstage tours.
Yes.
And like we learned a little bit about that, right? And like how it's grown since then and what they do and how they're gonna add all these different places and
My
stuff.
favorite ride, actually.
Star Tours.
Star Tours, that's
I
my
did not
favorite.
know
Well,
that.
in Disneyland, that's my most favorite ride of all.
Is it different than the one here?
No, it's the same.
It's the same?
It's just there's, it's not. It's in Hollywood Studios, you know.
Yeah,
I have
it's
a
like
favorite ride
not
in each park, you know.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I need to go experience Disneyland, like just to see the difference between that and like
You'll
all
love
the
it.
different parks and
You're
stuff
gonna have
like
fun.
that. But
Less walking.
shit, I don't.
Bro,
I
we
wouldn't
walk
agree.
around the parking lot, and our parking lot is bigger than Disneyland, so it's gonna be a breeze.
Dude. That goes into our spiels too, like how, like this is the second largest parking lot in the
whole
world.
You could put Disneyland right in the middle.
Right in the
and
middle of it,
still
and still have a lot of
room.
space. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, man, that's crazy.
15,000 spaces.
Yes.
Your
And
car is in one.
Yeah, and like that's insane. How many people would go? But that's just driving here.
Yep.
People that stay here at the resort that take them, or that people that come from Epcot. It's just crazy to believe how many people like just flock into the Magic Kingdom.
We had 15,000 spaces 4th of July, all filled.
Yeah,
Yep.
just picture that right there. If you've been to Disney World, you've seen the parking lot. You can kind of understand the
How big it is.
the accurate size of. I'm just picturing it right now and seeing like, wow, like,
Gives me a headache.
and all of that is cool. And what's your biggest thing that you're looking forward to when it comes to the Galaxy's Edge?
More like the land, really,
Yeah.
because
You want to take
Imagineers,
pictures, don't you?
Imagineers do a great job with all the details and
Yeah.
everything. And knowing Galaxy's Edge, they're gonna put a lot more. So I'm excited to see what they have. I'm excited for DJ Rex, my favorite. If you've rode the original Star Tours, the OG one, that's the best one.
The best one.
Mhm. I still have I still have my toy too from the original ride. All the
Dude.
lights and the sounds, it all works still. Sitting in my desk in my house, missing it.
You take care of it, don't you?
I do.
Oh man.
I break toys. I'm a Sid in Toy Story, but
You
that's
get-
the one toy I have not broke.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Woody and Buzz would hate me. I did have a Buzz actually. I broke him.
I had a Woody. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it.
Ugh, Cowboys. Space Rangers rule. Anyway, Galaxy's Edge. I also am excited to build my lightsaber.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
So we had like 3 options, and like
For the cast
For the
preview
cast
of
preview.
Galaxy's Edge.
and
Yeah.
shoot, it jumps just because it's like, oh, $200 to get that option right there. I'm like, oh man, those Star Wars better, or those lightsabers better be freaking legit. It better look
It's
real.
very legit.
It's very legit.
It's all metallic and more customizable options than you would get than the last one that is in, Star Tours.
They did say that pictures were allowed, right? Whenever we go,
Hmm.
because I know like a lot of
Yeah, we're allowed to take pictures
Yeah.
because it's basically the same as Disneyland.
it's just
There
free
are some
marketing for
minor
them.
things different, but it's
Yeah.
essentially the same thing.
Yeah. I know my roommate. He already went. I saw his snap, and he's like, he just wrote it. He's like, life changing. I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, can't wait to see it. But going Thursday, that's when I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna put a video up and just kind of give a brief little view of everything that's there, and then
Mhm.
probably post it up later on. But dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. Like, I haven't even wrote well, it's not Disney, but Hagrid's over there in Universal.
Oh, I wrote that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
I'm
was
not
it?
a Potter fan, but that was fun.
It was fun.
I waited an hour and a half. How long did you wait?
No, I haven't gone yet.
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
so-
You're
so-
gonna love it.
Yeah.
And it was an hour and a half for me because I came right after it rained. So they closed the ride because of the weather, and then they reopened it, and I was
Right.
waiting outside, and that was still an hour and a half.
It's been raining like constantly, so like
That's Florida.
Yeah.
So do the single rider.
Single rider.
I heard the single rider is worth it more.
Honestly, at Universal, you can go single rider all day. Like I go to the Mummy single rider. I go to like our group that we go with. It's just like all right, let's try to see if we can get
One
all.
thing I hate is how they make you pay for lockers. Well, at least for Hagrid they did $2 to put your backpack because you're not allowed to carry
Really?
anything. Yeah.
I didn't know.
I was
usually it's just
annoyed.
on the card. Like usually on the card, and you just kind of swipe it. But
I was annoyed. I was like, this ride better be worth it. And after I was like, okay, I'll take it.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah, dude. I mean, like I would get to Universal talk, but I like Universal a lot when it comes to a lot of the ideal things that one has, and like Harry Potter and
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Top
World
favorite.
later on. Yeah. And then they're gonna have like a Nintendo World, and that's what's gonna be really cool too.
Here?
No, at a Universal. So like
Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, what? I didn't know that. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so that stuff gets me excited, but it's not Disney, so that's more of like we have to kind of understand a little
That's
bit
what
more.
you
of
were
that one, I
saying.
think.
Like for those, Disney doesn't have to be your life.
No.
You still have a chance to
No.
grow and go to other places.
Yes. Dude, just Orlando in general, there's like a lot of places you can go. Like but it's so in the realm of just Disney. So like when people picture Orlando or Florida, it's like, oh, Disney or like
Disney
it's
World, SeaWorld, Universal, Legoland,
Universal, yeah.
Lego World.
Legoland. I think-
Legoland?
Yeah, I think it's Legoland.
Okay, I just
Something
know
like that.
California's Legoland. I don't know if it was the same.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. Like when we talk about that stuff, it's just kind of like you have to know. People think that Universal is part of Disney. That's
Yep.
so sad. Whenever they're like, hey, we're trying to get to Universal, and it took us here. I'm like, well, it's not Disney.
Where's the Simpsons ride? The Magic Kingdom.
Dude, that's so funny. That's
No.
like just the amount of guests that come in this park, and they're like, this isn't Universal. I'm like, no.
Is
Can't
that
remember.
Potter? Is that Harry Potter's castle? No.
No, see, all of that is
Get
just
out.
it kind of gets you to understand that like there's a array of like things that you could possibly do here, and when you actually know like what's the difference between this and this, like people aren't gonna know that unless you kind of talk about it. That's
Yeah.
why I like talking about a lot of Universal things, and there's a lot of things that they do great that Disney doesn't, and there's a lot of
That's-
things that Disney does that Universal doesn't.
Yep.
So all of that is just you have to take into consideration of like
You have your pros and cons.
yes, and there are pros and cons from both ends. So that's always the dilemma between both of those companies. But
Mhm.
it's competition. And when it happens with the competition, it just sparks interest, and when it kind of sparks interest, you get a lot more innovation. You get a lot more
Yeah.
things kind of growing. Competition is real. I like it.
Yeah.
So, dude, thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate it. I wanted you to come on, just kind of get you to talk about Disney, talk about your ideal vision of what you like to do, and the type of goals that you want to pursue. And I mean, all props to you, man. I want to help any way I can with Instagram, any way that I can just branch out that ideal.
Thanks for
thinking.
inviting me. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Just
I'm
go
so
follow Instagram.
yeah,
Wow,
I'm
it's Daniel.
so glad that you actually came. And guys, this is Daniel. He works with me. We became really good friends also, and I wanted him to come on. He's gonna be here for reviews, and that's the reason why I was like, man, you have some good things that we could talk about when it comes to movies and stuff like that. This is his intro bio, I guess, podcast. I wanted him to come on, and any last things that you wanted to say, you can also plug in for your Instagram and any other things that they wanted to follow you on your blog and anything. You have the right to
Well,
do
of
that
course,
right
yeah.
now.
Just follow Instagram. I'm here for the lazy people. Just go to Wow, it's Daniel. Follow. Boom. Done. That's it. And if you ever come to Magic Kingdom, just come visit us in the parking lot. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to say hi.
Nah, he's okay. So we have this. We have like the right there at the Nest, our little stand,
podium place.
little podium.
Yes.
And whoever's the lucky one, he's always the lucky one that has to be not say stuck up there, but can interact with the guests more. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Later on at night, no one cares about the interaction. They just want to go home, but we're just all all right, guys, come on.
But it's good to have fun.
It's good to have fun.
Yeah.
We make it fun.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is Daniel. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Johnny's Reviews. You know what we do here. We talk about Disney, entertainment, lifestyle, and philosophies. This is just another add-on. Daniel, thank you for coming on. I
Thank
will
you.
be putting up that Toy Story 1 pretty soon. And
All
this is
right.
the other one that will be coming on pretty soon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for visiting. Have a nice day. Daniel, just go ahead and wave at the camera.
Have a magical day, everybody.
Have a magical day.
Magical day. Yes.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I ended it before the thank you guys.